అయితే నువ్వు మాగ్నిట్యూడ్ ఏం రాయాలి? ఎఫ్ మోడ్ ఎఫ్ ఇస్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు మోడ్ డి మైనస్ సి అంటే ఏం రాయాలి? అండర్ రూట్ ఆఫ్ డి స్క్వేర్ ప్లస్ ఈ స్క్వేర్ అని రాయాలి కదా. టు డి డాట్
Akshita, you are saying something? Okay, so we'll just repeat. And if anybody has any query regarding assignments, you may please ask. And if there are no queries, then maybe we'll close the meeting. And you can always put on such things in the student discussion theorem. So,
Sir, just a small question actually.
sure.
In the sanity check part for two of the questions, we are only supposed to check whether, like, we can assume that the given input is an integer, right? And like a positive integer, and then we just have to check for whether it's greater than or equal to 10 or not. Like, we can assume that it won't be some invalid input like PQR or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you assume it's an integer input.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Okay, sir. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah, I think there is not much scope of many questions because the assignments. Yes, please. Yes.
Okay, so I have one small doubt. So
Sure,
in the GCD algorithm, the algorithm which is given takes as input, it allows input A equal to 0 and B equal to 0. Like it allows for 0 input. But the question which is written, it is asking us to check for positive integers. So should we consider positive or non-negative?
You consider I mean the z plus, that means positive values actually. So your sanity check should report if it's a 0 or something.
But so for the GCD part, 0 should be a valid input, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, your sanity check should check. I mean, it will filter out the 0. I mean, it will accept it. If you only you give a negative thing, that it will not work.
And for the prime numbers, we won't consider 0 because that won't make sense.
That won't make sense, of course. I mean, anything, I mean, less than, I mean, the smallest prime, you don't need to, I mean, your sanity should reject it out. I mean, see, I mean, we are not very hard and fast on that. What we are really looking for that you write something for the sanity check. You are doing a conditional execution for checking the sanity. I mean, that part. That's what we want to see here. So I believe everybody is able to at least write some of the simple first program or second program, and you are comfortable in this simulator, right? Because these are the simplest assignments we have started with. So anyway, any other doubts? But in the GCD, please be careful. You should not use the standard GCD computation method that we do. I mean, use this algorithm. Otherwise, you don't get any marks. Please be careful about that.
Sir,
Yes.
for how large numbers should the primality check work?
You tell me.
2 power 16.
Yes.
Around 2 power 16 should be okay.
Why so?
Multiplication.
Multiply by?
No, if I'm using multiplication somewhere, then it will be problematic. What is expected actually?
I mean, what are the bounds? Please consider that. First of all, I mean, the bound is, I mean, the maximum integer size you can take, right? Is there any other bound? Anybody else? What is the view?
I think what he's asking is, does the complexity of the primality checking algorithm matter?
That you don't care. I mean, just use the most naive system. I mean, check by division in a loop, something like that. Don't go for any complex, efficient algorithm. At this point, we are not asking you to do that.
All right. So,
Okay, so then it's
Hello.
yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Any other query? So overall, what is the coverage right now in your architecture course? I mean, how much is done in the theory class? I think the MIPS instruction set is already covered before these things we began last week. And I believe now you are looking into pipeline and those stuff. I mean, what is the current state in the class?
Sir, we just completed the mix
Okay.
instruction set. We did not
Okay.
start pipeline.
Okay. Okay. So have you checked up in MIPS instructions how to call a subroutine?
Yes, sir.
How do you do that? I'm just asking. I mean, although this is not part of the assignment, but how are you going to call a procedure?
So for leaf procedure, it's mainly storing the parameters and then jump and link.
Right.
And for non-leaf, then we have to also store the return addresses in the stack inside the procedure.
Absolutely. So another query. Can you identify in this PIM simulator that you have set up, what is the maximum stack size that is supported? Or suppose it is not known, what is the maximum stack size that is supported? Can you write a program to discover that? So I mean, think on this. I mean, or you can tell me later on also. Is it clear what I am trying to say?
Yes, sir.
So next week we'll try to give some more involved assignments. This week is just helping people to warm up. So maybe the next week we'll take some a bit more complex standard algorithms. I'm just quoting an example. Let's say bubble sort or something like that. So things at this level, and we'll try to see how they can be coded in MIPS in an efficient way. So we'll look for efficient assembly. Otherwise, what is the point in just doing it in assembly, right? You can always say that, sir, I will write as C, and then maybe I will use a GCC minus dot A, something like that. So we'll also look into how it can be optimized. By the way, tell me another thing. When you are executing this program that you are writing in this PIM simulator, are you able to see how many CPU cycles are getting consumed? Shomok Raj. Okay, it seems he is not there. Shomaduti, please mark him as absent then. Ovinandan there?
Yes, sir. I mean, I did run programs on the simulator, but I did not observe that.
Okay, anybody has done that? Fine, just try to see if you can observe that. Okay, how many cycles it's taking, whether it is possible in SPIM to get that. First thing, whether it is at all possible to get it. It depends on understanding what kind of simulation is SPIM doing. Is it simulating only instructions, or is it simulating instructions along with their timing? Is it simulating the instructions as well as their timing with respect to different pipeline stages? So the more you cover topics on the architecture class, you try to link it up and think what are the limitations of this simulator, what are the things it is unable to do. And what could be another simulator where we can actually have these things. So fine, I mean at the entry level we may not require this, but these questions you should ask oneself, okay, so that you understand what are the limitations, and then only the question will come that, well, what other simulator could have been used where these facilities are there. Okay, if there are no questions with respect to the assignments, then we'll close for today. So please remember to submit. I mean, this is a very stern reminder. Please remember to submit in Moodle inside time. If you have any issue with connectivity, email us before time. Okay, but then we understand you have an issue with connectivity, but it should not be, because Moodle is working for everybody. If we get anybody's mail saying that I could not submit, and that is after the submission time, then that will not be entertained. Okay, thank you then. So any other questions related to the assignments from anybody who has joined the meeting? Okay, so have some of you come back to the campus? Any of you? I believe some there was some effort to bring back some UGs, right? So I am asking. It seems okay, then nobody is back in the campus. Okay. Okay, then maybe we'll end the session. Anybody has any question? Everybody is silent. Fine. If there are no more queries, then you may leave the meeting. Thank you.